Good day and welcome to the Sport Rep Show. This is Jesse Jackson Kauraitha, your host for today. And now for your latest on the hit list. The African Stars Football Club have vowed to continue playing with intent even after they won the Debmarine Namibia Premier League on Tuesday night. The African Stars are still aiming for records as they head into the final matches of the season, club manager Leslie Kodongwedi says. The club delivered a successful season for their fans after being crowned champions of the Debmarine Namibia Premiership with 65 points. Their closest chasers, Blue Waters FC, who are on 48, will not be able to reach 65 points even if they are to win their remaining matches. Stars went into the last game they played on Tuesday in need of 3 points to clinch with a few games to spare. The African Stars manager lauded the football fans who have supported them in numbers. The Stars faithful have always made their presence known and have continuously backed their club at all times. The FNB Western Suburbs Rugby Club has nominated the Cancer Association of Namibia as its charity partner for the month of April as part of the club's charity affiliation program. The rugby club worked with CAN last season and opted to nominate it for a second time, tackling breast cancer during the round 3 matches this weekend, dubbed the Pink Ribbon Challenge Cup, launched in 2022. On Saturday, Suburbs Park in Khomasdal will be bathed in, that is, pink, as the team joined fans under the slogan Suburbs Against Cancer in the support of the Cancer Association of Namibia in carrying out its mission to save lives and improve the lives of the people affected by cancer in Namibia. This year, the Pink Ribbon Challenge Cup, sponsored by Pond Marketing, will be held at the home ground of the FNB Western Suburbs Rugby Club and will feature a derby game against the University of Namibia Rugby Club. The third edition of the Sanlam Coastal Marathon and 5-kilometer fun walk will take place on Saturday in Swakopmund. Hosted by Sanlam and Swakopmund Striders, the marathon will see over 700 runners in action. The race will commence at the Swakopmund Tennis Club parking area. Participants will run the Swakopmund to Handys Bay Road, turn back and finish the race at the tennis courts parking area. The marathon will include 4 categories, namely the 5-kilometer run and walk, 20-kilometer run, and that is 10 kilometers and 42.2 kilometers. Sanlam Namibia's marketing and communications manager Laurencia Prinzowski said the event is aimed at unearthing athletic talent in Namibia while at the same time promoting physical and mental health. According to Prinzowski, first place winners, male and female, in the 42.2 kilometer category will pocket a prize of 15,000. We will visit the marketplace and Zoom In continues afterwards. Stay tuned. The Namibian Private Schools Organisation NAPSO Sports Week will see 16 private schools and expected 3,500 participants competing in 3 sport codes, namely rugby, netball and hockey. According to the event organizer Henry Kemp, the occasion is aimed at creating and increasing opportunities for learners to participate. This event is more about participation than it's about competition. It's for the learners to have fun and to get together to build relationships. Kemp said NAPSO keeps growing every year. Here is what the organizer had to say.
Conversation with Henry Camp, the organizer of the NAPSO event. How are you doing, Henry?
Very well, thank you. Yourself?
I'm good. Tell us, what is NAPSO all about?
Well, NAPSO is the Namibian Private Schools Organisation, which cater for mostly IEB schools, but we have some schools that are on the government school system. So it's just to create more opportunities to participate more. It's more about participation than it is about competition. It's just to have some fun and just have a get together of all these schools, and just to enjoy one another's company, building relationships, and see how we can better it for our children.
Okay. And what edition is this? And are there any themes for this year?
So no, I don't know what edition this is, but it's been coming for a couple of years now, and it's growing every year. The numbers are growing and the participant numbers are growing. And yeah, the theme for this year is Lego. So Lego means loving every growth opportunity, which means we are there to grow, help the youngsters to learn, and to accommodate good sportsmanship and camaraderie amongst each other, and then just to get a general feel that you can enjoy everything, and you can enjoy as much as by doing it the right way. So we're creating that opportunity.
Okay. And how many schools do you expect to take part?
16 schools taking part, with around about 132 netball teams entering, 76 the final number for rugby, 76 rugby teams, and then as well as 84 hockey teams, and that goes from age groups under 7 to under 19. So we're looking at more than 800 games to be played over the 3-day period. Then we've got chess as well, lots of learners taking part in the chess competition. Tennis, we've got a lot of learners, yukskei, archery, and then we've got the Mr. and Mrs. NAPSO that's going to take part on Wednesday evening, the 3rd. So yeah, it's going to be a huge activity, and then we've got a function for the prefects, the head prefects of each school as well, just to get to know one another and exchange ideas as to how the different schools operate.
Okay. And you mentioned that there's a growing number of schools taking part. How much goes into organizing an event such as this?
Well, the planning is one thing, and actually doing the work is another. So we basically worked on the numbers of the previous years as to the amount of schools and the amount of teams that enters. But since the backlash of COVID is gone, it seems that this year everybody is taking part. So we've got around about 3,500 participants, just the learners. So that's excluding the parents, the grandmothers, the boyfriends, girlfriends, family, and then the general visitors. So we're looking at a huge number going to be on these premises for next week, the 4 days that the event is going on.
Okay. So what time is the action going to start on
Wednesday the 3rd? Yeah, Wednesday the 3rd at 8 o'clock we start with yukskei here behind the B rugby field, as well as the archery on the B rugby field, and then the mini hockey from under 8 to under 14. That will continue all the way till 10 o'clock at night. And then at 6 o'clock we are getting ready for Meneer and Mevrou NAPSO, which is going to be on the tent on the rugby field. So yeah, we are looking forward to an amazing adventure. On Tuesday there's a principals and sponsors evening in the staff room of Walvis Bay Private School. So we're looking forward to that. It's going to be huge. It's going to be massive. I don't think I've ever been involved in such a massive tournament and so much organization, things changing daily, but we're up for the challenge.
Okay. Finally, Mr. Camp, any message to the supporters that might watch?
Just come visit the school, enjoy the sports on offer, support everybody, don't support only your own team, enjoy the fun. We've got a space, if you've got small kids, 3 to 10 years old, bring them along. We've got an area for them where they can play on the jumping castles, and so then the parents can go and watch the games if they don't want to look after the kids. So we've got everything sorted, hopefully. Just finer planning that needs to be done still, but please come and support, come and watch the kids play, and ask questions, get involved. I think that's the main issue, and for the community as well. We're providing it, this whole event is for the community, and it's going to be a huge financial boost for the Walvis Bay area.
Thank you.
Not to forget that NTV will be bringing those games to you live. Zoom In continues after the break. Namibian athletes are in Botswana preparing for top athletics. Our journalist Andrew Pullman was at a press conference compiled this week and had this for us.
Members of the media, dear athletes, officials, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very happiest occasion that finally we are here today to send off Team Namibia that consists of 5 different sporting codes to Botswana. Just to give you an overview, this has emanated from the MOU between Namibia and Botswana Sports Commissions in agreement with our government, supported by our national Olympic committees, as it has always been the case. These teams have conducted trials in the past few months that we have attended and also ratified. The athletes that are selected has been part and parcel of these trials. Not all of them could be sent. Obviously, it's a question of resources. And those that have shown potential are here today to be sent off to this great occasion or event where they are going to learn skills from other counterparts from other nations. They will then have a 4-day training camp where they are going to indulge with their counterparts from Botswana and a few other invited guests from different countries. On the 29th, they will end with a pre-competition, all of them in their different sporting codes. And we are talking of athletics, where we are sending 9 female and 12 male. Para, we have 6 athletes that are going. That is 4 together with their 2 guides. Boxing, they are 12. Judo, they are 6. And karate, we are sending 10. That is including the coach. All in all, we are sending a delegation of 48. Previously, our wish was to send 80. Unfortunately, we had to cut. And this is a team that is here today.
Coming, we do have a number of challenges. We need to do a lot of advocacy, talking to people, convince the parents who are the only ones at this point in time who are investing in sports. Parents are putting in millions of dollars into their children to get them play sport or participate in sport. So I'd like to thank all the parents for all their investment they are doing, the sponsorship they are doing by investing in their children. We as the sport administrators are there to put up structures and to facilitate that these athletes go to the highest possible levels. That is our responsibility as the Olympic Committee at the international level. We also work with the Sport Commission, the ministry, but ours is to make policies and so on. But if we make policies and we put systems up which are not working, which are not supporting and complementing the athletes, then we need to go back to the table and review them and change them so that our focus stays on the athletes and so on. So I would like to thank the parents, I would like to thank the athletes for all your hard work. It just brought you to this point where we are able to send a delegation to training program in Botswana. It's our wish and dream that the next training camp will be in Namibia. We'll source the resources and we'll make sure that we also reciprocate what Botswana is doing to us. Also, I mean, we cannot be just beggars all the time. There should be a time that we should also do things and invite other people to come to our country, the land of the brave, and be part of that process. Then the big thing, the Grand Prix, the athletics championships in Botswana is Olympic qualifier. I should say, colleagues and fellow citizens, this is a golden opportunity. I mean, I can say that you can never be in such a fortunate position where you have an Olympic qualifier 800 kilometers from your border, where you can send your team. Actually, we're supposed to send all potential athletes, which I have received the list. Usually, if we ask for the list of athletes who to the federations, we say that are there possible athletes who may qualify for the Olympic Games. We will usually receive a list of 80, 100 athletes and so on. Now, I was saying to my colleagues in the Olympic Committee, if we receive a list of 160 people, then we will send 80 of them to Botswana, because it's cheap and we can afford it. But unfortunately, we do not have that big number of athletes whom we are sending. The few athletes whom we have selected have potential to qualify.
Up next is Spotify, but first let us look at what we have in the marketplace.
Did you know you can buy a new or second-hand vehicle such as light delivery vans, trailers, small trucks and tractors for agricultural use? The repayment period for these vehicles ranges between 5 and 10 years. Contact your nearest Agribank branch or visit our website at www.agribank.com.na for more information about this loan product. You can also visit us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn and YouTube. Agribank, your all-season bank.
Now in Spotify, we have Jandre Basaidenhout, the director of the Namibian Tennis Association, who gives an overview at Saturday's tennis matches of the Open tournament. Let's hear from him.
Good day, my name is Jandre Basaidenhout. I'm here at the Central Tennis Courts in Olympia. We are having a wonderful seniors tournament. Big influx or great influx from the Zambian side. We just want to say thank you. You guys have valued your time, your money to come and support our tournament. And then the atmosphere, most of all, is I can if I can put it into words, it's a blend of everything. The emotions is high. The spirit is high, so the guys are fighting for it until the end. We have a number of youth and upcoming youngsters that is coming in, bringing some another element to the game. We have the experienced guys. Even some coaches decided to come in and join in the fun. So the competition is really it's growing in terms of the magnitude of the playability of the players and also the exposure that they are getting. And this tournament is especially important for ranking points, where we will get our cream of the crop at the end of the year for the Masters. It also helps the youngsters to be nominated for national colors or for international competitions such as the Davis Cup. And then we have also our girls. We have the top 3 girls vying for the honors. Jandre Basaidenhout, Mimi Moyo and Leandre Low. Those are our top 3 girls vying in this tournament. They are all going out and they are fighting tooth and nail for the top spot. Yeah, and yes, like I said, also the organization is going well. Today we had visitors from the anti-doping segment, and they just come and informed us on what substances, banned substances that we are not allowed to use, and so on. So we are very thankful for them also coming up and educating our youngsters in their growth and in their progression in these types of tournaments. So with that being said, our top 4, Daniel and Risto, George and Owen. It's really exciting games that you couldn't blink, and otherwise you've missed it. So I actually like the fact that we have one of our Namibians coming through up to the final in the sense of Daniel. And then we have a Zambian also coming to the final. Owen also came all the way from Zambia, Lusaka, and he made it all the way to the final. So we'll be looking forward to that final tomorrow. So all of the finals will be played tomorrow. The singles and the doubles finals will be played tomorrow. And it's still going to be a nice atmosphere as always. The guys from CTC, the support, they always bring the atmosphere and the spirit to the game. So big shout out to everybody that came, that supported the game. Without you guys, these tournaments, we cannot host them. So thank you very much.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with soccer news, and it's the English Premier League that continued with midweek games. An important game that was played between Manchester City and against Arsenal, and it is the English Premier League that do have a few games left in the season, but it was important because Manchester City now very close to Arsenal and they've played 2 games less. So it was an important game for Manchester City, beating Arsenal by 4-1. That was played at Manchester City, and at the moment Arsenal, after 33 games, they have 75 points. After 31 games, Manchester City have 73 games. So potentially, if Manchester City continues winning, they'll be 4 points ahead of Arsenal. Liverpool also had a game in the midweek. They beat West Ham by 2-1. Then Brentford that beat Chelsea by 2-0. And it is Chelsea that continue to battle in the English Premier League. They're 11th at the moment, and they're outside of the top 8 that qualify for European soccer. And they all are 10 points behind Brighton, that's in 8th position. Also Sunday, it will be Manchester City that continue the campaign. They play against Fulham. That will be at Fulham. And then it is Arsenal that try to get onto winning ways again. They play on Tuesday, and they play against Chelsea. Continuing international sports news with tennis news, the Madrid Open that continues. The best players in the world, men's and women's side, playing at the Madrid Open. It's on the ATP and the WTA. It's called a Thousands tournament. Although the number 1 seed in the world in the men's side, it is Novak Djokovic, not playing because of injury. Results from the men's side, Stan Wawrinka, he beat Maxime Chessy, a tough game for him in 3 sets. It was 6-7, 6-3 and 7-6. Then Hugo Grenier, he beat Diego Schwartzman by 7-5, 6-4. And a good result also for Richard Gasquet of France. He beat Martin Lanescu from Spain, 6-2 and 6-1. And then Dominic Thiem, he beat Carl Edmonds of the UK by 6-4, 6-1. Dominic Thiem coming back from injury as well. He's been a top 5 player in the world recently. Then on the women's side of the draw, it is a good result for Jacqueline Christian. She beat Sloane Stephens, very experienced Sloane Stephens from the USA, by 5-7, 6-4 and 6-4. Sloane Stephens, one of the top players in the world. Eugenie Bouchard, she's from Canada. She's also through to the next round. Didn't play much tournament tennis. It's Eugenie Bouchard of Canada, but she beat Diana Konstrepa. She is from the Ukraine, and she beat her by 6-7, 6-2 and 7-6. And so Bouchard through to the next round. Continuing international sports news with cricket news, the IPL, the Indian Premier League, that continues. Lots of games to be played. There's 74 games in total will be played in the Indian Premier League this season. The final will be on the 28th of May. The latest game, it was the Kolkata Knight Riders, a good win for them by 21 runs over the Royal Challengers Bangalore. Royal Challengers Bangalore have got a very strong team. Kolkata Knight Riders batting first, 200 runs for the loss of 5 wickets, with Jason Roy, the England international, scoring 56 off just 29 deliveries. The Royal Challengers Bangalore, they've only made 179 for the loss of 8 wickets. They've got big names in their team. Virat Kohli, he scored 54 runs off 37 balls, and then South African Faf du Plessis, he scored 17 off 17 deliveries. The Royal Challengers Bangalore, they're 5th on the log now at the moment. The Kolkata Knight Riders 7th, and still leading on the first position is the last year's winners, the Gujarat Titans. They at the moment are still number 1. Closing off today's international sports news with golf news. The next game or the next tournament on the men's PGA is the Mexican Open. Important tournament for those that have not qualified for the PGA, the US PGA, one of the 4 majors. That will be in 3 weeks' time in America, of course. And it is a few South Africans that also play in the Mexican Open, hoping to qualify for the PGA. They Gary Hugo of Stellenbosch in South Africa, in Cape Town, then also Eric van Rooyen and Dylan Fratelli, to mention a few. The final round of the Mexican Open will be played on Sunday. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day, and we talk again tomorrow. Goodbye.
Now that brings us to the end of today's show. Catch the Sport Wrap on Friday as we wrap up the week. Goodbye.